What's up, everybody? Listen, today I want to talk to you about why do Filipinos prefer foreign men? Why do Filipinos prefer foreign men? Now I want you to live your best life by applying scripture to your relationships. I've got a passage of scripture for you, Hebrews 13, verse 4. New King James Version. And it reads like this. It says, marriage is honorable among all, and the bed undefiled. But fornicators and adulterers God will judge. The reason why I use this scripture is because too many people are running around, sleeping around, being married and sleeping with other women, and vice versa. You know, women sleeping with men that they're not married to, committing either adultery or fornication. And even though I'm not here to preach, I'm here to tell you, you got to do things right. You got to live right. Okay, so anyway, listen. In the Philippines, they have similar problems to us in the United States in their relationships. And sometimes you hear me talk about the Filipino woman, and I talk about the fact that, you know, her mentality is vastly different from that of the American woman, and her attitude also. But they do have problems. And I was talking to a friend of mine, and she was talking about, you know, you got to watch out for the UFOs, unidentified objects. And I didn't realize that Filipino women also had that type of mentality where they'll actually throw plates at you. And that's what she was talking about. You know, the unidentified object, that plate that they throw when the man you know, he's acting crazy or whatever he says. He said, you got to look out for that because they will throw something at you in a minute. But anyway, so even though Filipinos for the most part have controlled personality, you know, there's still issues, because I know of some Filipinos. I do know some Filipinos that are feisty, but those are the ones that have been Americanized. So the question is, why do Filipinos prefer foreign men? That's the question. And so we're going to talk about that. My friend, Lady Sarsi, will tell you all about it. So without further ado, we're going to get into the video. All right, let's go.
Hello guys, it's me, Lady Sarsi. Welcome back to my channel. Walang personalan, boring lang. Okay, one foreigner friend of mine told me that a lot of foreigners, well, maybe some of his friends over there, want to know why do some Filipinos think that there's no good Filipino men in the Philippines. Good question. Actually, it never crossed my mind until someone asked me. But at some point, I am also questioning myself, like, why mostly of Filipinos nowadays prefer foreign men over Filipino men? I think it's not just foreigners who want to know the answer to this, but even some Filipinos too. So for today's video, let me address the issue once and for all, straight from the horse's mouth. Guys, sit back, relax, grab some popcorn, and listen very carefully, because at the end of this video, you will get to understand your Filipina partner. Why is she overly protective of you? Where is the fear of losing you coming from? And how can you help her overcome the trauma? Okay, so men from the Philippines are often referred to as Pinoy. An average Pinoy is around 162 square meters or 162 centimeters or 5'4" inches. Square meters. Okay, an inch below the average height of other Southeast Asian males. It's safe to say that 5'7" is considered tall for Filipino men. Basically, any Pinoy who is taller than 5'7" is most likely mixed race. I can't get over of the square meters.
All right, let me stop right there. Let me kind of fill you in on something, because you might be wondering, why in the world is she laughing like that? Here's the thing. So the first problem is this. that the Filipino men are very short. Okay, they are very short. They average only about 5 feet 4 inches. That is what she's talking about. The fact that they are so short. They're little men. Okay, and so some women are looking for a man with a bit more height. So that is the reason why. One of the reasons why they will date other men and not Filipino men. There's a few reasons why. We're going to get into all of them, but consider the fact that Filipino men are really, really short. So that's the first problem. And here we go. Okay, we're going to continue because she's got a whole lot to say. Here we go.
Okay. Pinoys are known for their moreno skin tones and for macho bad boy image, influenced by the movie Bad Boy, attributes that Filipina find so attractive. While there are still some who would choose Pinoy, statistics shows that great number of women in the Philippines are in relationship to foreign men. So what happened? What went wrong? Back in the day, Filipino society tagged as patriarchal due to machismo attitude and the masculine standards of Filipino men. While macho culture and male dominance are still very much alive in the Philippines up to this day, Filipino men like to show that they are macho. Nothing wrong with that, since men are like that by nature. But the definition of being macho have changed over the years. Filipino men think that being macho means having a lot of women or having a lot of kids to different women, which they can't even afford to support. Some also thinks that being macho means being heavy drinker. Some Filipino men become lazy, arrogant, super spoiled drunkards, and many are even addicted to gambling like cockfighting. The so-called bad boy image applied literally. Oops! Shout out to my Pinoy friends! Hello guys, I know you're watching. Well, that's why I'm using the word some, meaning not all. I don't want you to rally outside my gate, huh? So,
Alright, let's stop right there. Let me fill you in. Okay, I'm sure you heard what she said. But the number two problem, because I found as she spoke, I realized what the different problems were. So number one was the first one was that the Pinoy or the Filipino man is short. Okay, that's a problem. Number two is that the Filipino men, a lot of them figure that being macho is the way they go. Some think that it's okay to have many women, as they like. Even whether they're married or not, they figure, well, hey, I'm macho. I got to show that I'm macho, and I need to have a lot of women. So I told you in the beginning that they have some of the same problems in the Philippines that we have here. And some of them, they like to sleep around and make babies. The problem is they don't take care of them most of the time. So I think that this sounds very familiar. Some even go as far as to be addicted to gambling, cockfighting, and that type of stuff. And also, some of them are addicted to alcohol. They are, like she says, lazy drunks. And this is a problem that they're having. And one of the other problems is that they think that is, like I said, they think that's the way to go. And a lot of ladies don't want to have anything to do with that type of image, to the point where they would prefer to date and marry foreign men. Okay? And here's a thing that you might not know, but divorce is not legal in the Philippines. Yeah, divorce is not legal in the Philippines, and that's why you'll find a lot of women around with a lot of kids, and there's no father, because they'll get up and go. And anyway, we'll get into that. So let's continue to what she's saying. Listen to this.
okay. Some Filipino men don't do anything in the house, afraid to be criticized of being under the saya or under the skirt, subject to the authority of the woman, typically one's wife. So they just let their wives do everything while they sit all day and drink a lot until evening, thinking that washing clothes, doing dishes, cooking is supposed to be a woman's job. It is. But when you don't have a job and it's the wife who is working and bringing food to the table, hello, at least participate in doing the household chores instead of arguing with your wife while you are having tantrums, mostly caused by being intoxicated, which sometimes lead to physical abuse. To me, that seems more of stupidity than being macho. To be macho is know your function in the house. Get a job and take good care of your family. Wait a minute. Am I nagging? Why I sound angry here? Okay, let me get some, water first, guys, to lower my blood pressure. This topic is, bringing back a lot of bad memories. It's like opening the old ones. I need to drink to lower my blood pressure. I'll be back. But wait, guys, for more videos like this, please don't forget to subscribe to my channel and turn on the notification bell so you'll be notified each time I post
let's stop
a new
right
video.
there. Right, like she said, some of the men, and I mentioned that before, some of the men, being lazy, they stay at home. They don't do anything. They think that all the chores in the house is the responsibility of the woman, and so they don't help. They'll be home, they don't clean, they don't wash the dishes, they don't sweep, they don't do anything but stay home and drink and get drunk, and that's another problem. I guess, drunkenness is a problem. Alcoholism is a problem in the Philippines. A lot of the men, that's what they do. They're not working. If they're not working, a lot of them, like I said, stay home and do not help their wives, and all they do is drink and get drunk and act crazy. So that's one of the other reasons why they will prefer to date and marry foreign men, because they don't have to deal with that type of situation. Okay, let's continue.
Okay, so after I compose myself, let's continue. A lot of factors contributed to why some Filipinas doesn't want to date Filipino men anymore. One is infidelity. Despite the strong Catholic influence, infidelity have become the national sport in the Philippines. So guys, our national sports is not arnis anymore. It's sex. Due to high infidelity rate. Shit. The country is rife with broken marriages despite the absence of divorce law. Single-parent families is the new normal household settings, and most Filipinas have a history of past relationship failures. A lot of Filipino men are unfit to be good fathers and good husbands.
Let me stop her right there. Let me stop her. So, number four, I hope you're following along, but like she says, infidelity, and I mentioned that is a major cause for Filipino women not to want to date Filipino men, because all they do, go around, sleep around as many women as they want, and that's a problem. Even with, like she said, even with a very strong Catholic influence, somehow the men seem to think that it's their right to sleep around. As we know, if a woman do the very same thing, there'll be a problem, because she will be branded as being loose and other words that I wouldn't use, and she'll be shunned by society. But as she said, there is a double standard. It's okay for the men to do it, but let the women try to do that. And it's the same thing here. It's okay for men to do that, sleep around, but when women sleep around, they're called all kind of names. And this is partly why there are so many broken marriages in the Philippines, even though the divorce is not legal in the country. All right, so let's continue.
Now, aside from the past trauma caused by infidelity and domestic violence, lack of communication is another one. While the women love to express themselves, which is oftentimes mistaken as nagging, Filipino men don't speak up or doesn't know how to speak up. If they don't want to be in a relationship anymore, they just leave and get another one, leaving the woman wandering in distress, scarred, damaged. And here's the funny part, guys. When she decides to pick up herself and try to, love again in the different side of the world after having 3 or 5 children with different fathers, men will start to condemn her, calling her immoral. Sad reality is, we are religious but hypocrite society. The double standard takes an indulgent and even admiring attitude towards men. When women will have an affair, they are considered low class, while men are being treated as macho, something that is expected and everyone takes a blind eye. Now, can you blame us Filipinas if we think there's no good Filipino men left? If you are going to ask me, but you said not everybody's the same, for sure there are also still, good ones out there. Definitely. But where are they? Do you want to know? They are still here, around the corner, but married, devoted husband, loving and protective fathers to their children. And oh, by the way, guys, here in the Philippines, if the woman is not virgin anymore, it's a big deal.
She said something important right there. So you see, virginity is still top of the line, like in other countries where the woman has to be a virgin if she is to get married. If she marries and she's not a virgin, the man could leave her. You understand? So virginity is still, it's only here in the West where virginity is not prized anymore. The young women just give themselves away to whoever, end up with babies, become baby mamas and not wives, and the men just continue to deflower women and keep on going like that, and to them it's not a problem. Well, personally for me, it's a problem. You understand me? I would like to see that change. I would like to see our culture get back some morality and live according to the word of God. That's what I would like to see, because that will change our direction. Okay, it'll change the trajectory in our society with all the stuff that's going on, the violence and different things. I know things will change, but anyway, I don't really want to talk about that. But she said some very important things. One of the things that she says is lack of communication in a relationship where the Filipino man don't speak. He stays silent. And then what he does is that he will leave if he feels like she's nagging. He would leave and go find another woman. And there you go. The cycle continues. Okay. So it's difficult. And that's why she says you see so many Filipino women are single and with kids, and there are no husbands, because the men get up and they leave and go find another relationship, because they feel like this one is nagging. They won't speak up and they won't put their foot down. They will just get up and leave. And that is a problem. So when things are not going well, instead of working it out, they take off and start another relationship. Let's continue.
Men will not take you seriously and will only consider you as temporary bed companion, not future wife. And oh my God, the in-laws, like the mother, the sisters, will have some opinion about you. You need to pass under certain criteria as if you are joining the Miss Universe. I can already imagine how the mother would react if the son will bring home someone who has 3 children.
Okay, let's stop right there, because the rest of the stuff she has to say is important. The rest of the stuff is important, but this is the reason why you see Filipino women are choosing foreign men. Let's just listen to everything else she's got to say. So we're watching the whole video because it's short. So let's go ahead.
So, to all the foreign gentlemen out there, if you have a Filipino partner and you think she's acting strange, like not wanting to be away from you, monitoring who you speak to, calling and texting frequently when you are at work or out with your homeboys, asking lots of questions about your past relationship, clingy, etc., etc. There are too many to mention, actually. I myself is guilty of that. But please understand, perhaps her fear is based on how her previous partner treated her, or the way she has seen her own friends and female relatives, or perhaps even her own mother treated by men in their lives before. Instead of getting frustrated and disappointed, calmly talk to her every time she exhibits this mistrust. Explain to her that you understand her fears, but these traits are distressing to you, unattractive in her, and damaging to your relationship. Be open and honest about your feelings and meet her halfway and show her how much you love her. If possible, reassure her as often as you can. Relationship between people of different cultures have extra difficulties and both of you need to work together to overcome them. And guys, once you calm the beast inside her, oh,
For
I'm
real.
telling you, you will be the most lucky man on this earth. A Filipina will reciprocate to you, will serve you until your last breath. So to all my Filipina out there, if you have a foreign boyfriend, please check also my video on how to keep your AFAM. By the way, to all the foreign men watching, AFAM stands for a foreigner arrived in Manila. Actually, any foreign national, Filipinos automatically call them AFAM, whether he is in Manila or not. So guys, do not get offended if you hear someone calling you AFAM. It's not derogatory or something offensive, okay? There you have it, guys. I hope I able to answer that question.
All right, everybody. There you have it. She basically laid everything out as to why, foreign men look so attractive to Filipino women, because they're looking for a better life. And it's funny because we are running away from the very same stuff that they don't want. So it's amazing how they're having some similar problems there. But the issue is that at least you can find women that are ready and willing to cooperate with you. Okay. But here it's very difficult. The women will not submit. They will not cooperate with you. It's going to be hell on earth with them. Meanwhile, Filipino women, their mentality and their outlook and their demeanor, for the most part, is different. What I'm going to do, though, I'm going to leave in a comment below, I'm going to leave Lady Sarsi's YouTube channel. All right, I'll leave the link so you can check her out. Check out her stuff. She got some good stuff. And one of these days, I'm gonna get her on, and we're gonna talk, because there's some questions, other questions that I want to ask her, and she's in a unique position to answer certain questions. Later on, I'm gonna tell you why. Not right now. In that video, when we talk, I'm gonna tell exactly what it is and the reason why I believe that she is in a unique position to answer certain questions. All right. Listen, I pray that this video has been an eye opener. And what I want you to do is please leave your comment. Also share the videos and like the videos. Let me first say thanks for watching. Okay. I am William Nelson Ryan. This has been Love Factual. I will see you in my next video. God bless you and take care of yourself. All right. Take it easy.